My name is Kashyap.
And you're listening to Man and Space, a podcast by the Epsilon Project. So today, we'll be talking about space exploration. What is space exploration? Space exploration is the discovery and exploration of outer space by the means of space technology. The exploration of space can be conducted by both human space flights and by robotics spacecrafts. Now, why do countries spend millions to billions of dollars for space exploration? When a nation conducts more successful space exploration than the others, they feel a sense of superiority and the other nations will look up to them. Thus, nations conduct space exploration. Another simple reason is basically curiosity. So let's get started.
Relatively close. The first probe to reach space was the Sputnik 1 from the Soviet Union on October the 4th, 1957. This was the world's first artificial satellite, orbiting the entire Earth in only 98.1 minutes and only weighing in at 83 kilograms. But the first person to reach space was Yuri Gagarin, also from the Soviet Union, in 1961, only 4 years after the first artificial satellite entered space. However, it took another 9 years for the first man to reach the moon, and that man was none other than the famous Neil Armstrong, who was the lead mission commander for the American space mission Apollo 11. By the way, have you ever wondered what astronauts do on the moon? They perform science experiments, well, obviously, and collect samples of matter which exists on the moon, such as lunar soil. One experiment done on the moon is the passive seismic experiment, which detects moonquakes and provides information about the internal structure of the moon. It seems some astronauts from the historic Apollo mission even played golf on the moon.
Now, let's get further away from the moon. Interplanetary exploration is a term given for exploring other planets. Humans have managed to land probes on other planets, such as Mars, and even one of the moons of Saturn, known as Titan. The last rover to ever land on Mars is the Curiosity rover in 2012, which is the most advanced rover to ever land on Mars. Experiments conducted by the Curiosity rover include a laser chemical sampler that can reduce the makeup of rocks at a distance of 7 meters. The only probe to ever land on Titan is the Huygens probe. It took many amazing photographs of lakes made out of solid water and hills just like the ones on Earth.
Interplanetary travel is indeed very cool, but will we ever travel interstellarly? Traveling interstellarly means basically traveling between stars and planets. It has not happened yet, but is it bound to happen? Right? Voyager 1, a spacecraft launched way back in 1977, is expected to reach interstellar space sometime this year, or maybe in the next 2 years. The nearest star to Earth except our Sun is Proxima Centauri, which is 4.24 light years away. A light year is the distance light travels in a vacuum in a year, and light in a second can circle the equator about 7 times. Voyager 1 travels at 17,000 meters per second relative to our Sun. Our Earth travels at a speed of 28,800 meters per second, but the fastest man-made object is the Helios 2 space probe, which travels at a maximum speed of 70,220 meters per second. Even at that speed, reaching Proxima Centauri would take 19,000 years.
But technology is bound to improve along with the maximum speed we are able to obtain. Just our current understanding of physics theoretically allows things like wormholes, which in theory can move a spacecraft from one point to another in space faster than light. The Alcubierre air drive proposes a way to deliver a spacecraft from one point to another, not by moving the spacecraft, by collapsing and expanding the space around it. But things like wormholes are theoretical, but could they one day become a reality? How far might that day be from now? Figuring out when that day might come is known as a weight calculation. Andrew Kennedy calculated that the given pace of progress and the Earth's mean economical growth, the soonest man will reach Barnard's star 6 light years away is 1,104 years from 2013.